like sat next to Shailene Woodley at this like event one time, and we like had a great conversation, and she was so sweet.
Oh my God, my inner child is dying right now.
No,
Did you
I
start
know,
asking about Divergent?
Get ready, it's the new edition. Your favorite morning meditation. Hey, it's made part in my success. I'm a hot mess.
That was great. We should make that the new intro.
Taylor Bickett, welcome to Pardon My Success.
Thank you so much.
I am so excited to have you on here. Everybody, this is Taylor. She is amazing. You definitely know some of her songs, I swear to God. It's so funny that you went to college with our amazing producer, Fite Jr., who is so wonderful and just so amazing. And thank you so much for coming on today.
Oh my God, thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh. Let's get into it. Alrighty. If you had to give 3 adjectives for your hometown, what would they be?
I would say quaint, comfortable, and I'm trying to think of a word that means roundabouts. I'm just going to say roundabouts.
Where are you from?
I'm from Carmel, Indiana, and I'm pretty sure it's
Oh my
like the most roundabouts in the world or something.
That's super random. I'm also a Midwestern girly. I'm from
Really?
Southern Illinois, right outside of
Oh my
St.
God.
Louis. Yeah. Oh my gosh, look at us go. So yeah, I feel the quaint and comfortable. I feel like another one I would add if I were describing my hometown would be corn. I don't know if that
Also
was
real. Yeah. If you drive like an hour north, then it's like all corn.
corn. What was the first song you ever wrote?
So I remember, I don't know if I ever actually like finished it. I did a lot of like little bits of songs when I was young. And I feel like the first one I remember writing, I was like 13. It's called Off and On. And it was about a friend who was only my friend sometimes. But then I think like the first like full song I like finished and like showed people was called Get to Be Lost. I wrote it like my freshman year of college about like being really stressed out and confused and not knowing where I was and like being like, okay, it's okay. Like I'm allowed to be lost in this time of my life.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's really beautiful. I love that. Ah, so cool. I really want you to finish Off and On now. Or
Oh my God, no, literally, my mom always like, she's like, off and on. It was like how the song
please
is.
do. I need that song. That is unfortunately too real. Have you ever had a situation that you've been in where you were like, okay, maybe I am the drama? You know what I mean?
I feel like a lot of my songs that I've written, I like look back at them and I'm like, girl, like calm down. Like I honestly, that's what I would say. Like I have a song about like threatening to punch a man in the face. Like that's pretty dramatic. It's Too Little Too Late. I'm like,
Oh, Too Little Too Late. Yes, I literally was just listening to that song and I was absolutely banging out at the whole line of like, yeah, I want to punch you in the face. I was like that's
obviously I'm not actually, I don't condone violence, but I was worked up and I was, yeah, it's like the line is like, you're reaching out like I didn't tell my best friends if I see him I'm gonna punch him in the face. Like that one is pretty dramatic. I also like wrote a line like dissing a guy for being shorter than me. That was like unnecessary and rude.
But honestly, I mean,
if you're gonna be an asshole, maybe at least be tall.
maybe don't be short. Yeah, no, exactly. Like that sounds right. Like if you're gonna be a short king, at least be respectful. Come on,
Exactly.
we gotta know.
I love a short king. Emphasis
We
on the
love
king
that.
part.
But
Not a short rat. So
no, no short rats allowed. Write a song called Short Rat.
literally.
Please. Okay. Have you met anyone in the industry that surprised you, either good or bad?
I mean, I feel like I'm often surprised because I just assume people are gonna be like standoffish or like too cool, you know, like artists that I look up to, and then they're like usually always really nice. I don't know. I'm like, my mind is blanking on like everybody, but I feel like that's a common thing for me. I go into every situation assuming everyone's gonna hate me, and usually people are nice.
I feel that though.
Yeah.
Social anxiety is so real. But what's like, was there a situation that you've been in that you met somebody that like you were really excited about or anything like that?
Yeah. Well, crazy. I like sat next to Shailene Woodley at this like event one time, and we like had a great conversation, and she was so sweet.
Oh my God, my inner child is dying right now.
No,
Did you
I
start
know, and
asking about Divergent?
It's so funny because I was like playing it really cool, and I was like, "Oh, hi, like so nice to meet you." She came up and introduced herself, so I was like,
Oh my God.
"Nice, blah, blah, whatever." And I had literally seen, I just watched like rewatched all the Divergent movies like the week
Stop.
before. I was like, girl, I know who you are. But I just like, I was like too nervous to tell her I knew who she was. I'm sure she like assumed I knew, but
Yeah.
she was really nice. That was really cool.
That's really sick. Oh
Yeah.
my God, I would have died. All right, what would you say is your usual songwriting process?
Usually I start with lyrics. Like I write a lot sort of like in my head or like on the train or like just walking. Like I used to, when I was like 19, 20, I had like a hostess job at a cafe. And I always remember I used to like write songs in my head and then like on my break go and like type them all down and then go home and like add chords on the piano or guitar or whatever. So it's definitely a lot of like rhythm and lyrics and often melody kind of all come at once. Like I feel like if I'm feeling something, usually it sort of starts to come out all together. But it's rare that I start with chords. Like I'm definitely like more of a singer than any other instrument player. I just like sort of play to accompany myself. But occasionally, like when I was in college, I took guitar lessons and it was like one of my like electives. And I remember my one song Green, which I released like years ago now. I only wrote it because my guitar teacher had showed me this like new cool easy pattern where it was like you go from the minor 2 to the 5 to the like the 1 to the major 4, and I was like, oh, this is sick. And I wrote the whole song just based on that, and it ended up like being one of my favorite.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
It's a deep cut.
It's okay with you, I would love to put a little snippet here at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Or of some of your songs. Just well, actually, this is not on the question list, but I just want to say I was so excited when Dan was like, "Oh yeah, actually, I don't know if you know Taylor Bickett at all. Like, she's a friend of mine," and I like actually freaked out because it was definitely in college. Either a friend sent me Idiot or I like found it on my own, and that song ruled my life, not to mention Quarter Life Crisis. Like those have been on the Spotify repeat liked playlists for years, and I am just so obsessed with them, and I love you, and like those are true bangers. If like I feel like they took over online. Like what was that kind of experience like?
Yeah, the Quarter Life Crisis like explosion was really unexpected. I wrote the song like sort of right around when I was about to turn 23. And then I remember I posted online a couple times and people seemed to like it, but it wasn't like insane. And then when I finally went around to releasing it, it was like the week before the release. People started doing the trend where they post like themselves at 16 and then themselves now. And like it just took off like crazy, which is like, as an artist, to have your song blow up the week of release is like literally never, like that is like kismet. That's like really lucky. So that was really cool. And I mean, yeah, it was just like, I feel like I had been posting on the internet for, at that point, it had been like 2 years consistently. And like now it's been like 4. And I was just, it was really exciting to see something connect and take off and kind of exist outside of that little bubble of like, oh yeah, I follow her on TikTok, to like, oh, I've actually like heard this song on like a playlist or like in a coffee shop. I was sitting once in Nashville like right after the song came out, and all of a sudden my song just came on in a coffee shop, and I was like, what? Oh, it was so cool.
Oh my God, I would have freaked out. What did you do?
I did freak out. I was with my friend. I was like, do you hear that? He was like, no way. And I'm pretty sure I went up to the barista and I was like, what playlist is this? Like, I have to know. And it was like one of the Spotify ones that I knew I was on.
Oh
I was
my
like,
God.
that is so crazy.
Oh my God, wait, that's so cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. So I think it was just, yeah, it was great to have sort of like, that was sort of my intro into the industry, just from being like, oh, just, you know, I post songs and I release them, and everything was sort of DIY. And then, yeah, Idiot was my next release after Quarter Life Crisis. And we did like a little TikTok filter. And so people were, it was like, I think that I might be in love with, and we put in little things, which was really fun. And that sort of like had its little moment, but not nearly as overwhelming as Quarter Life Crisis. But yeah, it was, I mean, it's very cool to have something, even on a small scale, reach people is like crazy. Because you just, when you're writing it in your room, you never expect that.
Yeah. Well, how did things kind of change for you once that blew up?
I mean, I think it was really nice to like finally get recognition from people in the industry, like on the management side, on the label side, and everything. And I think like it helped me meet a lot of artists who then like I've gotten to tour with, or, you know, open for, write with. Like, I think honestly for me, that was the biggest, is like just connecting with other musicians, like songwriters, artists. I feel like it's like expanded my world a lot. A lot of people that I like have really admired, I've become, you know, like friends with, which is really cool. But I mean, some things have stayed the same. Like I'm still an independent artist, which like I really value owning my stuff and like having control. And so like it's really difficult to do the independent artist thing. It can be really easy to just say like, I'm just going to sign to a label and let them handle everything. But then it's also scary because they can control everything. It was definitely really interesting to have those conversations and kind of figure out like what I wanted from the industry for sure.
Yeah, I was about to ask. So you're not currently signed with a record label?
Not at the moment.
Was that like a big decision on your end? Like, how did that kind of go down?
I don't know. I think I was really hesitant about signing to anything off of just one song. Like I just wanted to prove myself independently a bit more. I didn't want to be in a situation. It's like so common these days where you get signed off of one song, and then if the next thing doesn't immediately replicate that success, and if you have an album or an EP or whatever that just does okay in the label's eyes, which like to you probably like still does really well, but they're like they expect, I don't know. I think a lot of times labels will sign everything and just see who pops off and just drop everyone else. And I know a lot of people who have been really let down by labels because they're stuck and they can't release for like a year because their label's like, just wait. And then their label drops them. And it's like, what have I been doing? So I like, yeah, that's a fear of mine. Cause like, I never want to stop making art. I never want to feel like I'm stuck, you know?
Yeah, no, 100%. No, that's absolutely something I've always been concerned about. Protecting your intellectual property, protecting yourself, like that should always be at the forefront of every artist's mind. So think and read things, read all the contracts, line by line.
Yeah, for real.
Find a friend who's a lawyer. Like, I don't know. Someone.
100%. Yeah, people can be snakes for sure. I do believe that like the right labels are out there. Like I think there are people really trying to do good work, and like I think eventually, I mean, there is a point where you can't do it all by yourself. Eventually, like you need to trust somebody, but you just want to make sure you're in a position where you're not taken advantage of, where you have everything in place. I also think it's hard when you're really young too. Like, I don't know. I feel lucky that like I'm 25 and I have some experience. Like I can't imagine if like all of that had gone on when I was like 17, I wouldn't have known what to do. It just like, I really feel for people who get sort of in those situations because I mean, you like the people I trusted, like the terrible boys I trusted at 17, like that person making decisions is not, you don't want her signing a contract.
No. Do not allow her. No, I completely agree with you. I always growing up, I like always wanted to be like a child star, of course. I mean, like you're like you hear those Disney ads that are like on the radio, like send your child to audition. They could be the next Hannah Montana. And I'm like, please, mom, please. They need to see me. But like seeing how child actors and child stars like that transition into adulthood and like the amount that you've agreed to for basically the rest of your life is very scary. And I think a lot of parents also don't realize the effects of such.
My parents were always very protective. Like they wanted me to have a childhood, and I mean, we also, you get it in the Midwest. We're not in suburban Indiana. They're not sending their kid to Disney Channel auditions. Sometimes I'm like, oh, these child stars, they got such an early start, but like it's so difficult. You have to really be like a well-adjusted person. Like you have to probably go through so much therapy and like,
oh my God,
have such a good support system to handle that.
What is your favorite lyric that you've written?
Wait, I was just thinking about this. Okay, I think one of my favorites is from my song I Like Mondays. I released earlier this year, and it's in the second verse, and it says, I'm trying to be kinder to this body of mine because it keeps me alive like it's supposed to. Which like I tear up every time I sing it on stage, but I like it. The whole song is about perfectionism. It's about like holding myself to impossible standards and like being a control freak and just like living with anxiety from a very young age. Like that's something that consumes me constantly. And especially as a woman, I think it's very easy to apply that to your body. Like it's not enough for me to get straight A's and do this and this and this, but I also need to look like freaking Kendall Jenner. Like it's so unsustainable. And especially now, I think that there's a really scary wave of like 90s skinny coming back where everyone, I mean,
Stop it.
Everyone is trying to be as thin, like a pencil, and everyone's trying to like I don't know, I just see the whole like eating disorder culture coming
Yeah.
back online, especially.
Let's shut it down. Everyone, let's shut it down.
Totally.
Shut it down.
And
We've
I'm
done
just
this.
like, yeah, I'm just like not about that. Like, I'm so over
This
it,
is
and I'm so
2013 Tumblr. We don't need it.
exactly.
We're done.
Yeah,
Go
no, like
inside.
we are not going back there.
No, please, for the love
And
of
so
God.
yeah, like that, I like that lyric because it's like a reminder to myself. Like every time I sing it, I'm like, that's right. Be kind to you.
That's so
Like this thing is literally like keeping you on this earth. Like it is.
Yes.
At the end of the day, it's like a sack to protect like your amazing, beautiful brain and like your soul and heart and the way you connect with people. Like it doesn't matter what this looks like or
Yeah.
what size it is, you know?
Yeah, exactly. This is your little meat anchor to the
Yeah.
earth.
Exactly. Like
Precisely.
that's all it is. Yeah. So I'm
Wait,
trying to
I love
remember that.
that.
Trying to be kinder
Ugh.
to it.
Wait, it's so funny because I personally don't even like Mondays, but I listened to I Like Mondays and I was like, maybe I do like Mondays and New Year's and new
Right.
beginnings. And it's funny because I was trying to figure out like my favorite lyric of your songs. And I
Mhm.
think my favorite might also be from I Like Mondays.
Oh, yeah.
And it was Fearing an All-Knowing God.
Oh,
Where I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's so real to just throw in a song out of the blue. Like, yeah, I
No,
am
no.
fearing an all-knowing God.
It's so unserious because I'm literally talking about like I always said I wouldn't get addicted to caffeine and then I got addicted to caffeine. Haha. Also, like, is God real? Question mark. Like,
It's like, LOL, don't mind me. It's fine.
that's like half of my songs. Like they're very stream of consciousness. I have a couple things where it's just like all of a sudden like existential crisis. Okay, now back to the song. Like that's how I
life,
think.
though.
Yeah, so
That's
I'm just like
life.
giving you a slice of my brain right there.
Yeah, and I think that's what's so beautiful about music is that literally you can give a whole little chunk, you can just carve it out and put it out there, and there are people that will just be like, wait, that also looks like a slice
Yeah.
of my brain, and you're
Yeah.
like, it's a beautiful thing. What a
It is,
beautiful world
it's
we live in.
wild, yeah.
So what are you currently working on now?
So I just released my second EP, and so I'm kind of taking this time now to write. I've been writing, but I'm like trying to take the like pretty much the rest of this year to just like really hone in on everything I want to say. My next project, I would love to be an album. I'm putting that out there. I'm like, I love full-length projects. I've gotten so much more into them lately. I'm like, it's really important to me like to listen to people's albums like all the way through, and like I've been like dissecting them, and I'm just like so excited. I feel like that's the next step on my journey. And so I've sort of started putting together the framework of an album from some of the stuff I've written and what I need to write to fill those gaps. And then just like, I'm also like trying to have a crazy wild experience of life so that I have more to write about. I'm trying to follow just like my whims and have adventures and all that.
Oh my God, I love that. Are you going on any adventures like that specifically
Yes.
upcoming?
I'm going to London next week for a couple weeks, which I love London. It's like my favorite place in the world. So I'm very excited for that. I'm doing like some music stuff. And then I'm actually going to Portugal with my mom after that, which I'm super excited about. We're just taking some time to like, I don't know, we've never really done a trip, just the two of us. And we both like had available time. And it was like, why not? I'm already going to be in London. We're going to pop over there. And yeah, like the rest of this year I have a lot of like travel going on. I'm sort of nomadic, just hopping around and exploring and
Wait,
trying to
that's so
get inspired, you know?
Oh my gosh. Wait, so are you fully funded by music now where you don't have to work another job?
No, I have a day job. I work remotely. So all of this all along I'm typing away, I'm working. Yeah, I do.
Me too.
I do social media for a company. So it's like very really
I am a social media girly. I'm literally sitting in the place that I do social media right now.
Wait, love it. It's basically like what I do for myself. You know, it's like it's just
Yeah.
marketing a company instead of my music. It like meshes into everything really well, and I'm able to like they've been really flexible with me. Like I worked the whole time. I went on tour with Ron Pope in the spring, and I was gone for a month, and I was literally
Oh my
working
gosh.
on the tour bus. I was like taking Zoom meetings. Like they were really flexible with me, and yeah, it was crazy. I was very overwhelmed, but I was like, I got to get that bag. I am trying to support myself. I don't want to have to rely on anyone. I never want to be in a position where I'm like scared about where my rent's coming from, you know? So I'm just like working constantly because I'm like, I have this job and then I'm working a million hours a week on music.
I
But it's
feel you.
worth it. It's so worth
It
it.
is. It's
Yeah.
the best, but it's
Mhm.
also it's exhausting and it's so rough. but we're fine. And we're also so fine and not struggling at all. Can you sing the first song that comes to your head?
Any song doesn't have to be my
Any
song.
song? Any song.
Well, now I've got my song in my head because
Well, that's fine.
No,
Sing it.
I'm not singing that. Oh my god. This okay, I just went to Jensen McCrae's show last night.
Okay.
And she has this new song, Massachusetts. It's been stuck in my head ever since the show. It's like, when someone tells me they're from Massachusetts, now I always ask what part, etc.
Wait, I love that song. And also,
It's
I
so
went to
good,
college
right?
in Boston. I went to Boston College, so we do love Massachusetts.
amazing.
Heck yeah. Oh my God. Wait, that's so cool. And I love that. And your voice was beautiful. And
Oh, thank
you're
you.
amazing. What is your random hyperfixation?
First thing that came to my mind is cheese sticks. Because true.
I love cheese sticks. I love cheese sticks.
I do this thing when I eat cheese sticks where I string cheese, I peel it,
Pull,
and then I
yes.
tie it in a knot, and then I eat it, which everyone thinks is really weird.
Wait, no, I love that.
Very fun.
I want to peel them as thinly as possible. That is always my thing. And then I will eat 3 or 4 cheese sticks at a time, which is
Same.
simply too many cheese sticks.
I come from an ingredient household, so I never had snacks, so I always had to get
Yes.
creative.
Yes. Yeah.
And it was always a string of cheese stick tied in a knot,
Yep.
and between 2 pretzel crisp crackers. It's funny, I don't realize I can buy things for myself, and I just get the ingredients, and I'm like, you actually you have free will. You could
You're an
just
adult now.
buy a snack, but I just
You can buy
enjoy
Gushers.
not to do it.
And it feels illegal.
Oh, Gushers! Oh my God, that's crazy.
That's
That is
illegal.
a special occasion. I cannot imagine just going
Oh
to
my
the store
God.
and getting
Yeah.
something casually a snack.
Was your family also like a cooking house? You didn't go out to eat super often?
Yeah, not too much.
Never.
I didn't even know you could order food.
That was pizza was
college,
the
I was
only
like,
thing you could order in my
yeah,
brain.
Pizza. Yeah. I knew, but we didn't really ever do that. I mean, we would
Yeah.
get pizza for a pizza party at school or
Yes.
something.
Yes.
But I went to
Things.
college and people DoorDash existed or Uber Eats or whatever, and I was like,
What?
what is this?
What is that?
I
No,
had
that would
idea.
never happen.
That was wild.
The crazy thing in my adulthood has been actually trying all of the restaurants that my parents never let us go to as kids. And like most of the fast food restaurants.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. And then all of the random places like Chili's and Applebee's. Very normal American
No, but yeah, same.
never.
There's I went on tour. We stopped at a Texas Roadhouse, I think it was, and I was like, "What
They're
is
so
this?"
good. And why was this withheld from us?
No, literally.
For our entire childhood. I don't know.
Crazy.
I don't know. Something happened in the Midwest for sure.
That's a thing. I feel on tour is a thing where I learn about everybody's random cultures from where they're from. People when we were in the South and there are people from the South and they're like, "Oh my, you have to go to." I don't know. I haven't actually been to
Bojangles.
but it's cool because I feel you you get random insights in people's lives and you're like,
Yeah.
we lived such completely different lives.
So different.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing about adulthood is realizing that everyone is basically in the same place, except we all have such drastically different backgrounds. And yet we all ended up here and you're like, oh, so really there is no right or wrong. We all get here. We all arrive.
Literally, it's I mean, also coming from a very suburban, sort of sheltered life as a
Yep.
kid, and I came to college, and
Yep.
I was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea what people, just even simple things of not having present parents or not having a support system. I was like, oh my gosh, I it opened my eyes so much because I was very, very blessed and fortunate, but to be kind of in this bubble. And then you
Yeah.
leave it and you're and now I've been in New York for a couple months and I'm New York is crazy. Any type of person in the world, and you always walk past people speaking different languages, and it's oh my god, it's there's so much here, and I'm realizing how little I know about the world, but in an exciting way that I get to explore
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you're getting to learn and now you're getting to do it and go travel. And that
Yeah.
trip with your mom is going to be amazing. Me and my mom went to Spain. Mom and daughter trips are just so fun. It's you get to see a whole new side of your mom. I feel my mom never really drinks. She had a whole beer to herself.
Wow.
Wow. Shocking. And she was running around the streets of Spain. And I was like, Mom, what are you doing? But it'll be great. And I love that for you. And then write so many cute songs about
I know.
little Portuguese trysts and
Yeah,
whatnot.
we are. I can't relate because we are big wine drinkers. My mom will get a Chardonnay, I'll get a Sauvignon
Yes.
Blanc, and we'll have
Love
the
it.
best time. So I can't wait.
I love that. Hell yeah. Oh my God. I love that so much. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm so excited for you. And I'm so thankful that you came on. This has been so much fun and you are so lovely. And I hope we can chat again soon because you are so cool. And
Yes.
if you're ever in LA, come hang.
I plan to be pretty soon, so
When are you
we'll
coming?
definitely hang. Well, I don't know. I don't have it figured
Okay.
out.
All right.
But sometime
accept.
this spring, I'll be there.
Yay! Oh my gosh. Yes, come hang.
Yes,
Me and
would love
Dan
to
will
meet
take you
you.
out. It'll be so much fun. Oh my God.
Amazing.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Taylor. You are the best. I love you dearly. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, you guys? I know you just watched an entire episode with our beautiful, amazing, lovely Taylor Bickett. Thank you so much for coming on. I love you. We are back in my bedroom for potentially the last time. As I mentioned last week, me and Zachary are moving in together. That's literally happening as this episode is airing. We filled out the application and everything and should be moving into a 2-bedroom, so things will be changing. And if you could please, my lovely, lovely viewers, fill out the below survey that's in the link down below. I would love nothing more. We're trying to make some new upgrades and updates, and I want your feedback. Please, 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 as my amazing, lovely, beautiful, amazing, perfect listeners. The only other things that I have to say is that Chauncey, our amazing editor, sent me this giant box of stuff. So we're gonna do a little unboxing today so that he can see me see the stuff and that you can see all of the incredible things that are now gonna also show up in the podcast. We love updates and upgrades that include equipment. Ooh, oh my God, I'm so excited. We got a thing. We got, ooh. This is spicy. I don't know. Cords. Lots of cords. That goes into this. This is a, what's this called?
It's an audio interface.
I have a little one that's like just for one mic. But this is really nice because this is fancy. I think it goes, yeah! Good work, May. What is this? Little box. Ooh, what are you? I think these are lavalier mics. Very cute, very demure, very mindful. Thank you. And then we got, count them, 2 blue microphones. This is crazy. These are so nice. Oh my God, these are so cute. Stop, I'm so excited. Let's see these. Because right now, my microphone's at home, as you saw, my very nice new pink one. And, but look how cute this little handheld is. Stop it, I love her. I love her. We could literally just hang out and we're chatting.
Tani Young reporting live from...
Things to note. According, Ember is a side address mic. Not here. I think it has to be facing the... Does it face the front side? Or I'm not sure. But look how cute she is. And then we have 2 of them and they're matching. So me and my guests can actually have microphones now.
1, 2,
This is amazing. Hey, what's up, you guys? This is like a legitimate podcast. I have microphones for both me and my guest. Talk about that for upgrades. Talk about that for a mid-season break. That's everything in the box, and I'm super excited about all these things, and I hope you are too. I hope you enjoyed my little unboxing today from our lovely, amazing Chauncey. Thank you, everyone. Give a round of applause to Chauncey. Yes, thank you, Chauncey. I'm so excited to use all of this and set up my new podcast studio in my new apartment, and I hope you are too, and I will see you guys in, it's literally not even 2 weeks. I made that up. So today's the 25th. We're taking next week off, the 2nd off, and we will be back December 9th. So I will see you guys soon. I love you all dearly, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Woo! I'm thankful for all of you.
Are you PMSing?